Hey YouTube, it's Justin here with Alternative Drummer. Today I've got another video about the awesome ATV XD3 electronic drum module. In case you're not familiar, the XD3 is an electronic drum module that comes on ATV drum kits like the EXS3 and the EXS5, but you can also purchase it separately from places like drum-tec in Germany as well as eDrum Center here in the United States. Now what I wanted to show you guys today is actually a hidden feature in the XD3 that I think a lot of people don't know about, and it actually opens up a lot of possibilities of what you could do with this module if you're recording. Anyway, before we get started on showing you guys the big secret, check out my Spotify playlist down below that has some of the music that I create. I have several musical projects including Demonicsweaters, Minnesota, and Mockman Mini, and I've made a playlist down below that has those as well as some of the other projects that I played in as well. So check that out and be sure to follow all of those projects on Spotify. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what is this big hidden feature? Well, the big hidden feature is you can actually record multi-track drums with the ATV XD3. Sort of. Now you can't send out every individual drum sample that's in the module to individual tracks in your DAW. However, you can send out every single drum and every single cymbal individually via MIDI. And what this means is you can set up 10 different individual MIDI channels within your DAW and record all of the drum signals via MIDI individually on separate tracks. As in the kick drum will be on its own track, the snare drum, tom, ride cymbal, every single drum will be on their own MIDI track. Now I don't want you guys to get confused and think that you're going to be hearing the audio from the XD3 on your recording if you do this. You won't, unless you record the audio output as well. But you will get 10 individual tracks of MIDI. And what this allows you to do is basically you can use these MIDI tracks to assign different drum samples to every single track. In addition to that, if you wanted to go in and fine tune some of your playing or, just correct a single note on a snare drum or a tom or something like that, it makes it really easy to do so instead of having all of the notes combined on one single MIDI channel. So let me go ahead and show you how to do this. It's actually very simple. Okay, now to set this up is super easy. All you have to do is go into your menu button right here and then just select Setup, press Enter again, and then scroll down to MIDI channel, press Enter. And then you're just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom until you see individual. Press enter again and then return back to your main menu. Now when you record MIDI output from the XD3, it's going to send 10 different MIDI channels out. Okay, so now I've got Ableton Live open here and I have my XD3 plugged in via USB. So I'm just going to create a couple MIDI tracks here. So I'm going to put in 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And I'm going to record arm all of these. Now, I'm using Ableton, but you could use any DAW. This will work. As long as you have your XD3 configured and connected as your MIDI input device, this should function just fine. Okay, and next what I'm going to do is select the input channel as each individual channel. So I'm going to select input channel number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on and so forth across each channel. Okay, now I've got all my MIDI channels selected and record armed. And now if I start hitting drums, I'll do my kick. You can see channel 1 is the only one lighting up. And there's my snare, tom, tom 2, crash, ride cymbal, crash 2, and hi-hats. So as you can see, everything is on their own individual channel. So I'm going to go ahead and record a little bit. And I'm also going to record the audio output of my drums at the same exact time. So what I'll end up with here is 2 audio channels and then 10 MIDI tracks. All right, so I've got Ableton Live open now. As you can see, I have a bunch of individual MIDI channels here with individual tracks. So I made a little mistake. I said to add 10 MIDI channels, but actually you only have to add 9 if you have an XD3. If you have the AD5 module, this will actually work with the AD5 as well, and then you'll have 10 channels, because it is as follows. I will list these on the screen as well, but basically channel 1 is kick, channel 2 is snare, channel 3 is tom 1, channel 4 is tom 2, channel 5 is tom 3, hi-hat is channel 6, crash 1 is 7, ride is 8, and crash 2 is 9. If you have the AD5, then you have an aux 2 channel, which is 10. So as you can see here, I don't have tom 1 plugged in, so I can actually get rid of my channel 3 right here. So let's delete that. I don't need that. And I'm also going to get rid of channel 10 because I don't need that either. But here are all of my individual drums, as well as the audio that I recorded up here. So let's go ahead and play the audio. Okay, so now what I could do, what's pretty cool here, I want to add another MIDI channel. So let's add one right here. And what I'm going to do is actually add EZdrummer to that MIDI channel. So now, what's really cool about this, now I'm not sure about how to do this in other DAWs because I mostly focus on Ableton, but I know you could do it in Reaper, and you could probably do this in other things as well. But even though we have individual channels, we don't have to create like a billion different individual instances of EZdrummer if we don't want to. What we can do is actually route these individual channels right here where it says MIDI to. We can go right here, just drop down to EZdrummer. So right now I have my kick drum selected into EZdrummer. Let's mute my audio, and now let's hear it. So now we've got an individual kick channel right there. So say we wanted to come in and just, fix some mistakes or something like that. We can do that very easily now if we just select our first channel. And now we can zoom in. And if we want to edit just one single hit, we can do that very easily. There's no need to go in and dig through this mess of MIDI notes with all on one channel. It's super easy to do this way. Another thing that we could do, say we want to keep our internal sounds from the drum module. Let's turn those back on and just augment them with some, layered sounds from EZdrummer or something like that. We could do that too. Okay, so now I've got basically a kick drum added to the original kick drum. So if I wanted to do that, I could, but I'm still just going to play with the individual tracks. So we already have EZdrummer on one channel. Let's mute the audio tracks again. And then let's add another one. Let's go ahead and add another MIDI track here. Now I'm going to add another drum plugin. So I'm going to add my VSD SX. This is a vintage Simmons electronic drum plugin. And now I'm going to route my snare to this one. So let's go ahead and do that. Snare is on MIDI channel number 2. So we're just going to go back up here to our MIDI channel number 2, which is on track 4 in my instance. And then I'm just going to go to output and then send that one to VSD SX. Now let's listen. Now let's turn the audio channels back on. Now, as you can see, this opens up a whole bunch of possibilities of things that you could do. Say I wanted to use my Simmons plugin to use, basically for all of the drum sounds, and I still wanted to use the ATV for just my cymbal sounds. What I could do then is actually go into the ATV module and mute everything except for the cymbals, and then turn on the Simmons plugin for all of the drums, and then I will have a nice mix of analog and digital drums. So as you can see, there's all kinds of possibilities that you can do by using these individual MIDI outputs within the ATV modules. I just think it's a really cool feature, and it's something I didn't really know about until very recently, and it's just really nice. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. I just wanted to give a quick example of how you can use the Multitrack feature on the ATV drum modules. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by clicking the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to check out the links down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see y'all really soon. Have a great day.